Alright, so what I have here is a C&H precision package that was delivered back to me after I think a week or two. I don't remember exactly how long ago it was, but this is going to be a Zev Slide that I had initially sent in to get fixed because of a sheared screw. Detective called me back and told me that the sheared screw could not be I guess they fixed it, but the tech didn't guarantee that it was going to work because the threads may have been damaged. So they insisted in upgrading from the sheared screw deal to the post removal on the Zev slides, which to me didn't make sense because how were they not sure if the threads were working? I mean, they could have just screwed in the screw, and if it went in fine, it didn't lock. I think that's how they could have checked. But they said that, I guess maybe that wouldn't have worked. I did come across this issue right after I got this Cerakoted, so I think that was part of the problem. Maybe why it got sheared to begin with. I gave him the benefit of the doubt. You know, in my head is, well, how do you guys not know if it's a good thread or not? You guys could have easily tested it. I mean, you guys, this is what you guys do, right? But whatever. I told them it was okay. They can charge me the extra and get the post removed, which they did. The only my only concern was that when they did the removal, it had a lightning cut, which they were concerned that it wouldn't be enough for the thread to catch on, which I'm gonna assume this part is the lightning cut down here, because now that I look at it, I see what they mean, but there isn't much thread. And sorry, it's actually on this side. I don't know that the camera will focus, but in case you're wondering if you should get it done, I don't know. As long as it works, I'm fine with it. I did like the post because this would really secure the dot on there. However, if they're telling me that it wasn't a reliable fix, then I'm assuming they know what they're doing. Let me torque this down to 15. Cool thing was when they called me, they did ask me what dot I was mounting because they said they could send me the screws, and sure enough they did. So that's awesome. So let me go ahead and get some Loctite. Let me throw this on. I just hope this doesn't move, because even with the nuts here, or I guess the lugs here that hold the dot in place, I mean, even with it locked down, it still has some movement. But I hope once I tighten it down, hopefully it doesn't move. And honestly, it came back in good shape. Like I said, this was just Cerakoted. I literally got Cerakoted and then went out the next day. Let me just screw this on, make sure that it goes in all the way with no problem. Yep, there it goes. Yeah, and it does. I don't get much resistance. I think the only resistance I'm getting is just from the little bit of Loctite that's on the screw. Bam, bam, bam. Same thing on this side. This one's working great. Now when I sent it out, I couldn't remove my what do you call it, the sleeve. You can kind of see that red thing there. I didn't want to remove it. I didn't think it was a big deal. But let me install this dot, make sure it fits well, and then I'll give you guys an update. Fairly easy mount, pretty straightforward. I did notice that the threads run through the side of the frame, or the slide, excuse me. I don't think it'll be an issue. To be honest, I don't know exactly what this cutout here, what's the role of this particular cutout, why it's all the way in. I don't have my stock slide, otherwise I would compare it if that has it too, but I have all the other parts there ready to be installed. It's easy install, so I'll throw those in there, and the the only thing left to do, really. I don't think my zero has changed too much, or nothing at all, to be quite honest. But I'll take it out to the range maybe tomorrow once that Loctite has settled in. So as I was getting this slide put together, I realized that the extractor plunger does not go in. Now it should just slide in, however it's hitting something. This should not be hitting anything, it should just be a smooth insert. What's happening is when they threaded that bolt in, or that screw in, and they removed the post and added the thread, it cuts into the groove of the extractor plunger. And it's going to be hard to show you guys, but maybe through here you can kind of see it there, just that little bit on the far right. It's going to be in the top area here, which is technically the right side. As I'm looking at down on it, that little bit of the screw is in allowing the plunger extractor to go in all the way. So I don't know if that's going to be an issue. I don't know exactly how. There isn't a moving part in this. I think as far as the extractor plunger, this stays still. It looks like the only thing that's moving is the spring back here. So, and it's not much, to be honest. I think even if we install it, I don't think it's enough to where it's gonna put pressure on the actual plunger. I guess the solution would be to go with shorter screws, or just try like that and see if it causes any issues. I don't remember having that problem when I had the post on. So something else you may want to consider when removing the post, you may have to swap out your screws. Someone comment if they know whether that's going to be an issue. Having that little bit of the screw poking through the hole of the extractor plunger, does that cause an issue? I'm gonna have to learn through trial and error. So I would put it together, remove the screw of the red dot, put the extractor plunger, and then put the screw back in. And I did use 18 pounds of torque for the red dot. I may bring it down to 15 just to kind of avoid bringing it down too much into the sleeve of the plunger extractor. So after loosening up the right screw with the muzzle pointing down or forward, now that I loosened up the right red dot screw, this goes in without a problem. So let me put the rest of the parts in. I guess you have to loosen it up prior to installing, or maybe you want to install all your internals of your slide prior to installing your red dot to avoid any issues. Not a big deal, as long as it's still reliable, as long as it doesn't cause any issues with rounds or feeding issues or extracting round issues, then I don't have a problem. Alright, so there it is. It's fully assembled now. Whether that'll cause any issues, and maybe I should have stuck with the OEM slide or barrel, excuse me, because I did swap out the barrel, so it's going to be hard to dictate whether or not it's going to be the if there's any issues because of the barrel, because of the new screw that's in there. But let me tighten it down back to I'll stick with 18. There you go. I don't think that'll cause an issue. Worst case scenario, I do have spare parts, so If I need to replace it, then I will, or if I need to go out and get shorter screws, then that shouldn't be too hard to find. I'm sure they sell them. So just something to consider when wanting to take your Zev Slide, or take the sure route and get your original slide, get it milled. However, this was my first firearm. When I first got it, I wasn't too knowledgeable on the modifications that could be done and how to get them done, so I thought you had to get a whole new slide, and that is why I went with this slide, which has been great. So honestly, it's a great slide. I have not had any issues with it, so I know that if I do have issues with it, it's probably going to be because of the work that got done to it, not the slide. I have never had any fitting issues, any extracting round issues, anything. So the slide has always been great to me. I highly recommend the slide for anyone looking to get it. If you Cerakote it, just have your tech cover those threads before, because I think that's probably what caused the whole issue to begin with, is the tech didn't cover the threads on the original post, and it got some Cerakote in there, baked it, and when I put in the original screws for the red dot, I think it seized, and that's what caused my screw to shear, which is this one right here. So these are the original screws I had on there, and those were the ones that unfortunately broke. I'd throw those out. But the slide itself is great. C&H delivered. There was some tracking issues where it was supposed to be 2-day delivery because that's what you pay for. However, it took them 6 days. It was shipped on the 23rd, so it got here the 29th. It did have some shipping issues. I don't think it's C&H fault. I think it was UPS fault that rerouted the package, so they had to get it back to me. Plus the holidays. I mean, 6 days, take away 2 holidays, and maybe even a Sunday, take away 3 days. It took technically 3 days to get to me. Again, not C&H's fault. That's more UPS's fault. They were nice enough to throw in some sleeves for like a coffee mug and some stickers. The work is nice. Again, just hope it works and I don't have any issues when I'm at the ranch, but I'll keep you guys updated on whether or not it is a good thing to get your posts removed, whether you want to be able to add a plate or just remove them just because, I guess. Or if you're like me, where you sheared the screw and you just went ahead and go ahead and remove the whole thing since they're already doing it, then that might be an option. But I'll keep you guys updated. After a couple 100 rounds, I'll make a video to see if I had any issues and what the solutions to those issues could be. Alright guys, thank you for your time. Take care.